All right, let's talk about a puzzle that so many business owners face. It's that nagging question that keeps you up at night. Did I actually make any money last year? Especially when, let's face it, your financial records are kinda all over the place.
And hey, no judgment here. We're talking about that shoebox stuffed with receipts, right? Or maybe a bunch of different spreadsheets that don't talk to each other. It just happens, especially when you're busy, actually running the business.
But that really is the big question, isn't it? Because without a clear answer, you're basically flying blind. You're making huge decisions based on a gut feeling instead of hard facts. So today, that's what we're going to do. We're going to solve this puzzle and turn that chaos into real clarity. Okay, let's dive in. I want you to think of this whole process like we're solving a mystery. We've got this pile of clues, all your messy records, and our mission is to piece them all together to find out the truth about how your business is really doing. Now, the heart of this mystery is something accountants call incomplete records. And that sounds bad, but it doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. It just means you're probably only seeing part of the picture. You're keeping track of the cash and who owes who, but you're missing some of those key connections that tell the full story of your profit. So where do we start our investigation? Well, the first, most important clue we need to find is your business's net worth. Honestly, this is the foundation for figuring out everything else. And how do we find that net worth? We use this fundamental little formula called the accounting equation. And it looks simple because it really is. Your capital, which is just a fancy word for your business's net worth, is simply your assets minus your liabilities. That's it. Everything the business owns minus everything it owes. So, just to be super clear, assets are all the good stuff the business owns. We're talking property, equipment, cash in the bank, even the money your customers still owe you. And liabilities, that's just all your debts, what you owe to your suppliers or the bank, simple as that. All right, now that we have our main tool, the accounting equation, we can do our first quick check. This is a really fast but powerful way to get a solid answer to that big question. Did we actually make a profit? The logic here is so straightforward. If your business is worth more at the end of the year than it was at the beginning, that increase, well, that's the starting point for your profit. We just have to make a couple of little tweaks for any money you might have put in or taken out personally. Let's look at a real example to see how this works. At the start of the year, this business had assets of $310,000 and liabilities of $110,000. So its net worth was $200,000. Fast forward to the end of the year, and that net worth has grown to $265,000. So that's a jump of $65,000. Now hold on, this isn't our final profit number just yet, but it's a huge step. This number is the raw change in the value of the business over the entire year. Okay, now for the final step. This is the really clever bit. We take that $65,000 increase. Then we have to add back the $45,000 you took out for yourself, what we call drawings. Because think about it, the business did make that profit before you took it. And then we subtract the $50,000 in new cash you put in, because that wasn't profit the business earned, that was just you adding your own money. And there you have it, the answer, a net profit of $60,000. Just like that, we have a real solid number. We've solved the first part of the mystery. We've replaced a guess with a fact. But hang on a second. Knowing if you made a profit is great, but it's not the whole story, is it? To make really smart decisions for the future, you need to know how you made that profit. What were your total sales? What did you spend your money on? This quick check doesn't tell us any of that. Okay, time to put our detective hats back on. To get the complete financial story, we need to find those missing pieces of the puzzle. And the big ones are usually your total sales and your total purchases for the year. So often, the biggest unknown number in a set of incomplete records is the total sales figure. You might know how much cash you received from customers, but that doesn't include everything they bought from you on credit. We actually have to calculate that missing number. And this is where it gets really cool. You can solve it just like a logic puzzle. Think about it. We know how much money customers owed us at the start of the year. We add the new credit sales. That's our big question mark. We subtract all the cash they paid us during the year, and that has to equal what they still owed us at the very end. We have 3 of the 4 pieces, so we can solve for the one that's missing. So by working backwards with the numbers we do have, we can figure out that unknown. And bang, we found it. Our missing credit sales figure is $9,709,000. It's like a real aha moment when you uncover a precise number from what looked like a mess. And the best part is, This little detective trick isn't just for sales. You can use the exact same logic to figure out your total purchases. You just look at what you owed your suppliers, what you paid them, and what you still owed them at the end of the year.
So we've found our profit number, and we've uncovered the missing pieces of the puzzle, like our total sales. What does all this work actually get us? Well, it means we can finally build the full picture and go from just having messy data to making really smart decisions.
I mean, let's just remember where we started, right? Financial chaos, a shoebox full of receipts, and that stressful feeling of just not really knowing where you stand. And now, look at where we are. We have clarity. With our calculated sales, purchases, and profit, we can build a proper income statement. This isn't just about tidying up the numbers. This is about giving you control. You now have the power to see exactly what's working in your business and what's not. You know, this whole process is really the key to understanding the heart of your business. There's an old saying in accounting that being able to turn incomplete records into a full set of accounts is the true test of knowledge. It means you really get the financial story of your business.
So look, your records, no matter how messy they might seem right now, they contain a story, and you now have the tools to unlock it. The only question left is, what story are your records waiting to tell?